Here's the Fathom file that was used to produce the samples in the Assessing Normality worksheet. What I have here is I start off with a population here that I called weights, but really all it is just a random normal curve where I drew 5,000 random numbers from a population whose mean is 50, and I think I used a standard deviation of 5 here, and that looks reasonable. And what happens here is it draws a sample of 25 and place it into a box and whisker here. And what I can do is I can continue taking samples over and over, and what it's doing right now is it's generating different samples, random samples of size 25 from that population. And you can see how these samples vary in their shape. Some of them have outliers, some of them look very symmetric, some of them not so much. So this starts to get across the idea of what happens when we take a sample from a population. What can we expect to see? And we do have to start to cast a wider net, because keep in mind all of these samples are coming from a population that is, in fact, approximately normal. So we start to get to that idea. So we'll let it run through all 100, but then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to adjust the sample size, and we'll see how that changes things. So again, it's doing 100 of them. Okay. So those are the types that were used in the worksheet. Now what happens if I take this and I change it to, instead of sample size of 25, let's make a sample size of 100. And I'm going to have it repeat the procedure. What should we expect to see here? So now we're just moving on to a sample size argument. You see, now we take sample sizes of size 100. There's still that variation. We're still seeing some outliers in some of them. We're seeing some skew within the samples. But we're seeing much less of it now in the sample size of 100 than we were seeing in the sample size of 25. So we can start to talk about things like the central limit theorem down the road. So we'll let this cycle through the 100. So this is a Fathom file that you can use in your classroom. If you're a Fathom user, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll send this file along to you.